Look, when you're given a wedding present, man, there are very few things that you could give that would be completely wrong. I think COVID is probably a gift that she wasn't expecting.
Yeah, no thank you.
For everybody at the wedding. So dad shows up. He knows he's got COVID and infects everybody at the damn wedding, right? You got something going on in your life, you want to share it with us. We share it with Bert Show fam. Try to get you some advice. Hit us up at thebertshow.com. Kristen has the email.
Hey, Bert, Kristen, Mo, and Cass. Please keep me anonymous. I love you guys so much. You make me laugh every morning. I got married last week to the love of my life. Congratulations.
It was their special day.
It was a small wedding with about 60 people. On Sunday afternoon, I started feeling bad, so I took a COVID test, and it was positive. I told my husband first and began calling people at the wedding to let them know. When I called my dad, his response caught me off guard. He told me he hoped nothing would happen, but he was sick all weekend. He told me on Friday at the rehearsal dinner he had a fever of 101.8, and on Saturday morning, he tested positive for COVID, but didn't say anything.
So this is his daughter's wedding day.
Yes.
He gets COVID, and he's like, should I go or not? And chooses to go.
Correct.
Okay.
Needless to say, I was pissed. I asked him why, and he said I was his only daughter, so this was his only chance for a father-daughter dance and his only opportunity to walk a daughter down the aisle. He also said he didn't say anything because he didn't want to be the only one wearing a mask. Now I'm pissed. My husband's best man, his brother, is a cancer survivor. My mom has health issues, as did other guests. When I told my dad, he got mad at me. He said I should be happy to have a dad that loves me enough to walk me down the aisle.
Yikes.
You're lucky enough to have a dad that would sacrifice everybody's life just for me to be at your wedding.
He said to call him back when I'm ready to apologize for yelling at him.
Man.
You waiting for that call?
I am a nurse. I see firsthand what COVID can do. Was I wrong for getting mad? Should I be happy to have a dad that loves me that much? To the parents, Cassie, Kristen, and Bert, what would you do as the parents in this situation if your kids were getting married? Please help. Any advice would be appreciated greatly. Sincerely, a confused and angry bride.
Well, nobody's publicly going to say that they'd end up going to the wedding. Yeah, I endorse that. Sure, I'd go. I'm not saying... I just wouldn't go. No, I mean, it's one of the toughest decisions you're going to have to make, especially it's his only daughter. God, I understand the internal battle he was having, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's right. And this is how the whole thing spreads, right? Yeah. This is why we're in whatever phase we're in now, 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever. Yeah. Most people aren't even acknowledging, like, they're so burned out on COVID right now. They don't even want to hear it. And that's why we're seeing these numbers start to spike again. So I'm not saying he wasn't having this internal fight, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's right there, you know?
And I mean, that's devastating for him to find out the day of his only daughter's wedding that he has COVID. And especially he was still active with symptoms, like, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
the least you do is you tell your daughter, like, here's the deal. And even if it's like, whatever, I don't know, you can't.
You gotta eat it.
Look, yeah, you do.
There's no way around it.
But it already happened, right? So she's angry, right? He made the decision. He shows up. We all consider it selfish. But if you're moving forward here, it happened. She's pissed. You can't change the past. So what can you do except move on with it, Cass?
That's a major transgression, though.
Agreed.
I mean, not only is she a nurse, but, like, you have to weigh it out. Like, if you're going to something and you know it's going to be, like, your 5 closest family members at this wedding and everyone's super healthy, it's still a jerk move. But you're going to somewhere where you don't know, like, if someone is a cancer survivor, that can literally kill them. That's not an exaggeration. So at that point, you're saying, this is more important to me than possibly your life. And that is something you can't move past easily. And then if his response had been full of chagrin, yeah, and like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know what to do, I love you so much, and he came at it from a like, I felt so torn, I didn't want to screw your day up angle, then I'd be more likely to move past it quickly and just be like, don't be a dummy. But this response and this doubling down, it's gross to me. And it speaks of he knows what he did was really, really wrong. He knows his daughter's a nurse. And to buckle down like that, I wouldn't be able to move past that really quickly.
This is a classic, you got busted,
Yeah.
you know you're wrong, but instead of admitting it and taking ownership of it, you flip it and turn it on the other person because you're just trying to deflect.
This might be just one of those things that nothing but time is going to heal this thing because she's going to be pissed for a while and is justified as well. Right. And he feels like he did the right thing. Right?
I would not call that man and apologize. You don't want to.
No. 100% you do not.
The Bert Show. Like what you just watched? Well, you can get way more of The Bert Show on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your favorite podcast.